When I think about selling on eBay, I can't help but recall the times when I was selling everything from electronics, clothing, you name it, dishes, music, CDs, books, old magazines. It was just kind of an everything store. And, what that entails is basically going out and finding the thing that you want to sell, see if there's any value, bring it back, list the thing, put it up on your eBay store, and then basically store the item and wait. That type of business model for most people who are selling on eBay requires a great deal of time and effort because they need to go out and find the items, list the items, and wait for the income for the items, which, you can wait for the items to sell. That's fine because you can always go out and do something else to make money while you're waiting to sell your items. That's fine. But what I found out was there's this term for those who sell on eBay. It's called the death pile. And the death pile is basically items that you have that you've never gotten around to list on eBay. And either they're your own personal items that you decided one day you're going to sell, or something that you've come across at a garage sale or a thrift store or whatever. You thought that there was going to be some sort of opportunity there for you to buy the item, make a certain amount of profit, and then go back and, wash, rinse, repeat your cycle all over again to build your eBay business. But you just never get around to listing your items. You just kind of build up this big death pile. And I can remember one week where I come across this idea on eBay. This person was selling men's ties. And, I like men's fashion. Don't consider myself any authority on fashion, whatever, but the idea is that everybody could use a tie for a formal event at one point or another, and not everybody keeps ties around because they just don't use them in their day to day. So maybe they would buy one on eBay. And in fact, this particular person that I was watching their video of, he was showing how many ties he sold over the month, and it looked like it might be an attractive business model. So I thought I'd try it. So I would go out and hunt down the ties that I thought were nice, look for ones that were Italian made silk ties, and I would list them on eBay. And, they were small, they were easy to store, and it seemed like a very repeatable model. However, life gets in the way, and these ties, that you find, just like any other item, well, they just kind of end up in the death pile. You never really get listed. So what ended up happening is I would just end up with a bunch of ties that I don't go to formal events very often or work in a office setting where ties are required. And I would just collect these with hopes of one day building a great big tie inventory and selling these ties. And after a while, I thought, well, what am I going to do? Make a couple $100 selling ties? Just kind of going in this repetitive cycle of, find the tie, list the tie, sell the tie, ship the tie, buy another tie, and on and on. And I use the ties as an example because you can basically do this with anything. I've seen people on eBay selling glass figurines, for example. This one gal, she just seems passionate about it, and she drives all over the state going to thrift stores and picking these things up and listing them and selling them, and wash, rinse, repeat the cycle. And it seems like it's just kind of crazy to me, So when I came across print on demand and doing it myself using my own printer and AI to generate my artwork, it just made a lot more sense to me. So anyway, with that, we'll get on to what we're going to be covering in today's video. So just a quick review of what we've covered so far in this video series. To begin with, I've shown you how I break through my creativity blocks to create my artwork images at scale using mood boards on Midjourney. We've also covered producing art at scale and organizing the art for download, and just kind of separating what's viable as an art print and what should not be listed on eBay. And from there, we discussed the value of SKOOs a little bit and how I process my images using Photoshop, again, at scale in bulk. And we talked a little bit about the importance of SKU assignment so you're able to control your inventory. And from there, we went on to look at how I store my inventory, or how I warehouse my SKU numbers using Amazon Web Services, AWS. So from here, we're going to kind of jump into a little bit more about the importance of having great looking mock-ups. And if you stick around till the end of this video, I'll show you how you can get the mock-ups that I'm using here in this demo to use in your own business. And anyway, help the channel out. If you're following along in the series, I really appreciate it. If you give me a like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff, it really helps me out and goes a long way. Thank you so much for that. And let's take a look at what some other people are doing on eBay and what you might want to avoid. Okay, so again, I just want to touch on the importance of having a good mock-up with your eBay listing and why I go through the extra effort to create good mock-ups. And first, I'm going to show you this example of a seller that I've come across on eBay. He sells, or she sells, or whoever this is, an awful lot of 8x10 prints. And you can see this is a very cute elephant here. It is kind of a watercolor storybook looking print. I believe it's obviously generated by AI, but this person is selling this item for $6.95. And also this person is offering free shipping for USPS Ground Advantage. So that's the U.S. Postal Service, basically with tracking included on the item, which I think it costs around $5.50 to ship based on what I've come across when I'm shipping my items. So he's shipping this item for free and he's selling it at $6.95. And he has 10 of these that he's put in his store. He's sold 2 of them and he has 8 of them available. So I don't know if he's pre-printed these and he just has a bunch of these laying around that he just pulls out of a filing cabinet somewhere and ships them out whenever they sell. I'm not sure how his business operations work, except for what I can tell you is based on what I'm seeing here, this this is probably worth every penny that he gets for it, which is the $6.95. So when you take out the cost of printing, you take out the cost of eBay's seller fees and commissions for selling your item and handling the transaction, and plus the shipping, what's left here? I don't think that there's much of anything. He's probably losing money on this. And I don't know if this is a play to kind of dominate the algorithm or what it is. But this person, I've looked at his store, and hey, I'm not disparaging anybody's efforts on eBay. Let me say that. Please understand, I'm using this as an example. And, you know, if this is a business model that works for him or you or whatever, more power to you. I'm just saying that this is not where I want to focus my efforts. And this is not basically what I'm trying to teach here on this channel. So I want to take a quick look at some of my listings here and just show you, because this is a single item listing, or a single image listing rather. This one picture is the whole thing. There's nothing else. It doesn't show it in a frame or anything. It's basically just an image file that's been uploaded to eBay, and you know what you see is what you get, and that's fine if that works for him. But I don't have any idea on how at this cost and at this value proposition of free shipping, this person is making any money. So anyway, this is something that I would kind of urge you to avoid. So yeah, let's take a look at one of my listings. Okay, so just kind of in contrast with the way that I list my products, I'm trying to offer a little better value, more of an appealing product. Obviously, this is a different lane, I think, than some other print sellers on eBay. First of all, you can see my pricing is a little bit higher. You can see I'm not giving this away with free shipping. I do show what the print actually looks like without a frame. I show it with a frame, and I show it in various types of frames. So you get a feel for what it might look like in a different setting, if you can imagine. But my whole point is to present something that's much more attractive and to create more of an impulse buy if somebody might want this in their home. So if you go over to my store and take a look at that, I'm branding myself as a print shop, and I've created a set of images, and I will continue to create a set of images that I believe are a little bit higher quality than what you see out there with these kind of storybook page prints. So I'm trying to avoid that in my business, and I think that it's going to work out because it's going to command a little bit of higher price. So again, let's see how we develop these mock-ups at scale, and I'll show you that right now. So as I said, these are some of the mock-ups that I will be using here, and I'm going to make these available for free for download. You can access them using the link in the description. This is a nice wood frame. This is just a black frame with a white mat. And when you see these mats on here, you can actually put the images on here, just kind of overlapping without showing the mat, or you can use the mat. This is a white frame with a white mat, and kind of self-explanatory wood frame with the white mat, and gold frame with the white mat. And this is the frame that was used earlier on that Art Deco piece. So these are quite attractive, and let's go ahead and run these. And as these run, you'll kind of see that the gold frame looks really nice with the highlights of these images. I like to use the gold frame as the hero images for my eBay listings because it really just turns out so nice. If you look at that, I think that it really comes out good with this Art Nouveau look of Alphonse Mucha. So these are quite attractive. So we're going to let that run, and then we're going to move on to the next set of frames and work through these. So if you watch this video all the way through the end, I want to say that I really appreciate it. I hope you got something out of it. Like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. Again, it really helps me out. And in the next video, I'm going to review how all of these mock-ups turned out for the artwork style of Alphonse Mucha. We're also going to touch on the importance of managing your SKU numbers correctly so that everything aligns. As you can imagine, 118 images with 8 mock-ups in total really adds up to a lot of images. And that means 8 images per listing. But you want to be sure that you have all of your images lined up properly, and you want to be certain that your SKUs match up and everything jives on your spreadsheet for uploading these in bulk to get these listings all done, all in short order. So again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.